At it, I might as well document something that I've been noticing. When I go out or I come back in, this thing is like this. Which can't happen by itself. I mean, number one, I take the animals with me, but also just the state of the couch. Like, literally, it's like dirty. Like, it's got like. So, because I moved all my furniture is in this room because I was getting ready to bail. I rolled up my rug. This was all, the floors were cleaned. I had all my stuff stacked in the corner, packed and ready to go. And I was literally just going to bring all this stuff in here and then dig out. And the fact of like not knowing where the fuck I'm going to go has prevented that. Uh, and anyhow, and also just wanting things to be more documented here and make sure that it's understood. But I would guess, because there's no other furniture besides my dining room table, that the rapists are literally sitting here on my couch. And her, when she comes down from the attic, the moment I leave or the moment I'm unconscious or whatever, she's laying right on my couch. I would venture a guess that on this couch, I mean, the fact that it's leather, it might actually yield quite a bit of DNA. It's too fucking bad the police department's so corrupt. I could call them and say, "Hey, look, here's more evidence. You can probably test that shit on my ceiling in the kitchen or on the countertop and find that it is some sort of toxic substance. Look, evidence, look, proof, like anything, like just take a fucking swab of a Q-tip right here." I've been raped on this couch, like repeatedly. I've been raped on that bed repeatedly. There is DNA on this couch, like without a doubt. Without a doubt. Oh my God. This has just gotten, I mean, I just want to make for a note, like, to say that I've made this story up. I'm sorry, but I couldn't even think of this shit. Like, I have a hard time comprehending the suffering in the world. As a child, I had a really difficult time. I used to sit in front of the TV and cry as a kid when I saw, like, the commercials about the kids in Africa and them starving to death, and I would question my mom about why that was happening, and I'd sit there and I remember just thinking, like, I don't understand, like, why is no one helping them? This is like, it doesn't make any sense. Somebody help them. And I'm just I'm kind of always been very sensitive towards pain and suffering of other people and just evilness. And I'm sorry, but I do actually have a very good imagination, but I don't imagine this kind of stuff. I'm more of an analytical, like if I'm more in my imagination to make up a story, it wouldn't be about rape, sodomy, and torture. And again, just to reiterate, I didn't know that if you sodomize someone while they were in a comatose state, which would be the result of an anesthetic, that you could actually permanently damage their sphincter and that they would poop in their pants. I had to look that up, and I only looked it up because I was pooping in my pants. And it actually literally felt like my butthole wouldn't close. So, yeah. Yeah, can't make that shit up. Didn't even know that that's what happens. So, and isoflurane, like that's what the detective, my sex detective said, "Well, where'd you get that from?" And it's like, I literally just put all the symptoms into Google, like sedation, like knockout, like, and nitrous oxide is really what comes up. But then it's in the same family, and then starting to realize her manipulation of my limbs and the cutting of my fingers and just the extent of the damage that she was doing while I was quote unquote knocked out kind of started me down the path of thinking anesthetic, and also, like I thought before, that they were possibly using propofol from the side effects I was having in Hawaii, which they stopped using because that's actually something that you can test in the hair. That's kind of a norm, more so than testing for like isoflurane. Which but yeah, the detective was like, "How did you come to that?" And it's like, Like I never knew what that shit was until I literally Googled it and was like anesthetic, and actually how I determined isoflurane in particular was because my nose burns and my eyes burns and my skin's burn, and like it actually has not a completely odorless thing. It's a little bit pungent. Um and again, my nose has been fried to shit from inhaling it literally for 24/7 almost, save when we leave the house for hours here and there. And so it's just burned the shit out of like my nostrils. So, I mean, I'm sure it hits it more. Like even other smells are a little bit more sensitive to my nose now, but there's definitely a pungency to it, and I won't forget the time I did call the fire department and they came because I thought, okay, they're gonna figure this out. They can help me. Somebody, God, please. And he said it was musty in here and to open the windows and the doors, and he smelled a musty smell. And I had literally had 4 industrial fans blowing throughout the house to try to air it out of this shit. And I'd only just closed the doors up and windows, or the doors. I don't even open the windows for like an hour beforehand because I just wanted to trap it in here so they could get the full extent of it. Um, and just so you know, the problem with that is literally that the fire department has equipment to test for like 5 different kinds of gases, and isoflurane is not one of them. Lo and behold, it's more like carbon monoxide, like the normal stuff. Um, so so yeah, to anybody out there saying I'm making this shit up, I couldn't even fucking do it if I tried. I don't know fucking shit about this stuff. I'm finding it out as I go along. And it takes me a while. Like tonight, finding out that they have that type of reach to be able to make it so I can't call 911. I mean, let's just go down the road that they're going to pretend that I'm crazy and this is a story and everything. Then, if they want to keep questioning my mental well being, then to be able to not allow me to be able to call for mental health services, for emergency services, seems like you're kind of preventing somebody that you actually are pretending have mental health services problems. So, how does that play out again? Like, I don't get it. Like, I think they're really, it feels like overstepping. It feels like that they can't legally do that. I mean, if I had been calling 911 like 5 times a day for the entire time I've been here, which I could have legally done and been very right in doing because these are crimes. But I didn't because I know that I can't. Like that will not result in a good, situation for me. So, despite the fact that I should, the fact that I could, the fact that it's really required for what's happening, I can't. Um, so, to base that off on how many phone calls I've made, they're trying to like the detective was like, yeah, you've had this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, compared to how much is really actually happening, like the fact that I've been raped, sodomized, and tortured all in one night, probably by multiple offenders on some nights, if not maybe the majority for like the last couple months. Yeah, I'm really not calling 911 enough. Like, I'm really not calling 911 enough considering the crimes that I'm like being victimized by. But so that wasn't it. That was them flexing. That was them flexing, showing their power. It's intimidating, it's terrifying, it's freaky, it's weird. It's so Dana Ireland. It's so leave Dana Ireland for dead while we pretend like we can't find you. It is organized crime being able to control the police department. Control the Van Nuys Police Department. Get how fucking nuts that is and how scary that is. That if you live in the Van Nuys precinct, understand this, that you could be raped, and if it's by a person that they know, yeah, that'll be it. It won't matter. And the sad part of that is a rapist given the opportunity to keep doing it over and over again. Like if they know that the cops won't touch them, they will. So, fuck, it's crazy. I can't even. Anyhow, it's 3 something. Of course, I've been inhaling lots of this, as we all have. And yeah, you can go ahead and say, "Oh, look, they're just tired." No, these animals are gassed to shit. Like literally. Like, I'm sorry. Any vet worth their fucking weight would be able to look at these videos and see the eyes and the weirdness of the. I mean, I think that's like starting to show kidney failure in Miho's eyes. That sort of yellowness around the eye. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Anyhow, that's it.